And then you don't have to pay a bill. That's really cool. You know, it makes you feel like you got money until you get the bill.
You get
at
that
the
once
end
a
of
month. You
the
get the bill. Yeah.
And they automatically draft it too, so that's rough sometimes.
All of our featured guests go through this process, and I have a feeling that you've been asked some of these questions before, but this is on our show, so let's see what we do. All right, what is the best po' boy?
The best po' boy would be a fried oyster with butter and pickle. And you put butter on both sides of it, maybe a little mayo. You grill the bread side down, pickle on both sides, and a good fried oyster, not too big, not too small, and frying in a light corn flour and just
And that can be specially ordered at Parkway
on
Bakery
Wednesdays and
Tavern.
Thursdays only. We have them 2 days a week.
All right, well, I'll see you.
Yeah.
See you soon on that one. All right, you have an opportunity to see one New Orleans musical artist, dead or alive, in concert. Who would it be, and where would you see that concert?
Ooh. You know, I'm going Louis Armstrong. And I'm either going, if I wanted to go rustic, I'd want to see him in a preservation hall.
Oh, wow.
Or if I wanted to go fancy, I'd see him at the Windsor Court Polo Lounge.
Very nice. Nice setting there.
Yeah.
Ralph Mahana does a great job over at the
it's-
Windsor
it's
Court.
a beautiful place.
Yeah. All right, next one. What is your favorite New Orleans smell?
Ooh. Well, I'm a little biased because I deal with bread a lot. So I pick up my hamburger buns from Dong Fong. I get a little bread from Jindusa, and I get a lot of bread from Leinheimer. So fresh baked bread
Nice.
is the best. But the best smell, you can't get it anymore. It ain't there no more. But I used to get a little bread from Alois Bender.
Ah.
So you pull up, I think it's like in the Marigny, right? Is that the Marigny
That's right.
Bywater?
Uh-huh.
You pull up in the Marigny,
Yeah.
so you still get those French Quarter, you get that river air coming off. When you walk into Alois Bender, it was the only French bread bakery that also had sweets and pastries. So when you hit that front door and saw all the cakes and cookies and pastries, and then when they opened the door to the back for the bread to come in, that mixture of fresh bread and fresh pastries was a smell like no other. I can smell it right now.
Yeah, as you describe it, I'm smelling it.
Right.
All right, so let's go the other way. What's your least favorite smell?
Ooh, my least favorite smell. My least favorite smell has to be when, like, I don't know, when it rains real hard, heavy summer, but it only rains for like 5 minutes, and then it stops, and then the street starts steaming, and the sewer gas starts coming out.
Everything comes up off that street.
Oh
Yeah.
man, that's horrible.
All right. All right, here's one. Mardi Gras or Jazz Fest?
I would say Mardi Gras, only because I'm off on Tuesday, and I get to enjoy it.
Good for you.
Yeah.
That
I
works
like
out-
Jazz Fest too, but I'm always
That
working.
works out perfectly.
Yeah, it does work.
All right,
out
so
perfect.
you had to build a Saints Mount Rushmore. Who would be on there?
Ooh. Okay, so this is going to be on talent, but then off the field too.
Okay.
So, people watching, oh, you might be wrong. Okay, I'm going to go Archie Manning. I'm going to go Drew Brees. I'm going to go Deuce McAllister.
Okay.
They're still invested in New Orleans. And there's only 4, right?
It's 4.
Yeah, well, I would say talent.
Doesn't make you can still add another one.
I
if
would
you
say
need to.
talent, I'd throw in Ricky Jackson.
Okay.
But probably number 1 on top of all of them, none of them in order, but I'll say number 1, Steve Gleason.
Yeah.
Steve Gleason, because he's pioneered, ALS, fight battling that since then, and he's still with us here in New Orleans doing great work. And he was on special teams. He didn't play as much as the other guys, but that one punt block.
Oh my God. He inspired then. He's inspiring now.
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right, here we go. Gumbo. Chicken or seafood?
Ooh. All right. I'm going to say New Orleans. When I'm in New Orleans, seafood all day long. But when I leave the show, I'm in Lafayette 2 days a week. That's where my wife and daughter are. You can't touch their chicken and sausage.
Really?
So I would say when I'm in Lafayette, chicken and sausage, New Orleans, seafood
Okay.
all the way.
That's fair. That's fair. What's your favorite New Orleans movie or TV series?
I'd say a movie that it's probably gotten this answer plenty of times, but something that just like I would like to see, I would like to drop back in that world would be Streetcar Named Desire.
Ah,
That's like
classic,
real old school New Orleans.
classic. Very good. Neutral ground or sidewalk side?
I'd say neutral ground, riding and watching, just because you got a little more room. If you're watching, I always stand back and have my hands out, and you'll see somebody will catch you, and they're gonna throw you something.
Well, you got
good.
some height that works.
Right.
I can't do that.
But same with riding too.
Yeah, cool. All right. Your earliest memory of visiting the French Quarter?
My earliest memory of visiting the French Quarter, I was with my buddy, and I was like 6 years old. And like I said, I'm born and raised in Biloxi. But his dad took us to New Orleans, and we parked on Decatur Street, and we got a Central Grocery muffalata. And I remember that from like 6 years old. We sat there right on the street, right on the curb, and ate it.
Wow.
And I think it's pretty much all we did, and we drove back.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's a great memory. And you can still do that.
Yeah.
You can still sit on that curb.
You can. And I know the owners. Frank Tusa comes to Parkway all the time, gets a corned beef sandwich. We're buddies.
There you go.
You know?
All right. Dead or alive, who is the one person you'd like to take to lunch? And where would you take them?
Oh, man, I'd have to say I'm going to go with my grandfather that I never met from New Orleans. His name was Dr. James T. Nix. You know where that NOLA cannabis building is on South Carrollton? It used to be the High Eye Clinic. That was the Nix Clinic.
Oh, yeah.
And his dad had a clinic there before him. So
near the Riverbend, yeah.
Yeah, Riverbend. And
Yeah.
he was a doctor and a surgeon. And since I've lived here the last 23 years, so many people have told me stories about him. And you know, back then doctors, they did house calls. And you had to be everything. He was it wasn't like a specialist.
Right.
You did everything. And
Yeah.
I'd just like to meet him because he was a New Orleans character and figurehead.
That's beautiful. All right. Your favorite New Orleans song? Either a song by a New Orleans artist or a song about New Orleans.
We took a boat to the land of dreams. Heaven on earth, they call it Basin Street. Basin Street Blues, either by Louis Armstrong, my favorite was by Dr. John. You bottle that song up and you send it anywhere in the world and open it up and have someone with a different language, nationality listen to it, that is New Orleans.
That is it for
Basin
you.
Street Blues
That's-
is the best New Orleans song to me.
Would you come back and do the whole thing for us?
I would.
Sing the whole song for
I
us.
would.
Oh, that's wonderful. All right. What is the one New Orleans food item you can't live without?
The one New Orleans food item I can't live without would be turtle soup. I am a turtle soup fanatic, specifically from any one of the Brennan's restaurants. It don't matter what cousin. It can be Ralph. It can be Dickie. It can be Cindy. It could be Commander's Palace, Mr. B's. They all have the same recipe, and they're not tight with the sherry. You know, they'll hold that sherry.
That's
it's
right.
like pepper, please, and you just, you wait, sherry, please, and you don't say nothing until it fills
Keep
it up
pouring.
another half a cup. But it's absolutely delicious. It's
Yeah.
made with real turtle meat. And a hack I just found out, actually from the Audubon Clubhouse, which Dickie took that over. They have deviled eggs, and you order some deviled eggs and throw that in it. Man, turtle soup is the best.
You are making me hungry. All right. You've been out of town for a month. You're just flying back into the airport, great airport that we have here. You hop into an Uber and you decide you need a drink. Where are you going to go and what are you going to drink?
Ooh. Okay, this is going to be one that really a lot of people don't know about because you got to be a member. But it's not like a high-end thing. So the New Orleans Athletic Club
Right.
on Rampart Street, it's about $80 a month. It's a gym, but it's an old classic building.
It's classic.
Well, this place has one of the most beautiful bars in the city. I mean, it has a 50-foot old school copper top bar with a bar back from like the 1800s. And I like it because it's never busy. right? Because it's a gym. Who's drinking in there but Justin, So I go in, I can go in, get a drink, and what I get, the bartender's name's Chris. I'll get he already knows what I'm drinking. That's cool too. And then you don't have to pay a bill. That's really cool. It makes you feel like you got money until you get the bill.
You get that once a month. You get the bill. Yeah.
And they automatically draft it too, so that's rough sometimes. But in OAC, and I'll get a Bombay Sapphire with tonic. And the tonic is the key. It has to be the Little Baby, Fever Tree, or any kind of can or bottle, as long as it's a small one. And it goes with the drink. You open it, you dump the whole thing in the drink. That's it, with a little lime, because tonic on the gun, that's for the birds, man.
Yeah.
You got to have that little bottle, like Alka-Seltzer,
Love it. Love it. All right. In 5 words or less, why do you love New Orleans?
5 words or less. Not perfect, but it's home.
Beautiful.
That's it.
That's wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, I am just so pleased that you were able to stop in today. I know how busy you are. You got to feed 1,000 people a day, and those people are very lucky to be at Parkway Bakery and Tavern. Hey, crew, I'm starting the official New Orleans Questionnaire Hall of Fame, and Justin's going to be our first inductee.
Yes.
You've done a great job. Do I get a second on that? You'll second that? All right. You'll be getting a plaque to hang on the wall there at
Great.
Parkway.
Well, I appreciate it.
You got that. Thanks so much for joining us. Hope to have you come back. I know you've got so many more stories that we have time for next time.
Well, thanks for having me. When I saw you were starting this about a year and a half ago, I'm like, ooh, I can't wait till I hope I get a call, and I can't wait because, Mark, you are a New Orleans gem. When you talk about living legends, in my book, you are the top of that bill for New Orleans.
Man, you're kind. Thank you. I appreciate that. Listen, it's a team effort here. My sister Marbeth, by the way, sends her best. You're always helping out with the media visits that come into the city of New Orleans.
And you know what throws me off? I did not know until like 3 years ago. Now that I'm gonna get hate for this. I didn't know you were until that big to-do came out on the news that you were the voice of the Saints. I never knew it.
You thought my dad was still announcing?
I never knew you were the voice of the Saints. I don't know where I've been under a rock. Maybe that's the Biloxi, Mississippi side of me.
That's a whole nother story we can get into one day. But thank you, and we're looking forward to the season. It's going to be exciting.
It's going to be electric.
Yeah,
it is going to be electric.
We'll look forward to seeing you in the stadium as well. Justin, thank you. Have a great rest of the day, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you, Mark.
Right,
Thanks
buddy.
for having me.
Take care.
All right.
Hey, y'all, go ahead and hit that subscribe button on our YouTube channel and turn on your notifications. Please follow us. We've got new shows each and every week. And a very, very special thanks to all of our sponsors who are making this possible. Have a great day, and we'll see you next week.